Welcome back, race fans, to the tunnel turn, where things can get hairy.
That's the way we like it.
Every single day. I'm Phil. This is Christina.
Welcome. If you like our video today, please like, subscribe, share, and tell your friends all about the craziness that's the tunnel turn.
Yeah, we love to have fun here. We're talking NASCAR. We're fans. Just having a good time.
Yep, we're just two good old for fans, by fans kind of chat.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get right down to today's race. The O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 at Texas. Man, it was a little long, but you know what? That was a pretty good race considering how hard it was to pass.
Yeah, I'll agree. It was a pretty good race. It was a great race. I mean, as Texas standards go, they're not normally very great races anyway. But the end was exciting. When Tyler Reddick and Austin Dillon was up there fighting, I liked seeing the rookie up there. But all the craziness that was going on behind it. I mean, Harvick was in the middle of that insane mess. Kyle Busch was there.
I don't know. I think the whole race was good. You had a lot of good fuel strategies right off the bat. Guys were getting on different pit strategies right away. And unfortunately, Almirola, his pit bad luck just continues. First, he has brake issues. Before we're just rolling off the grid, he says he's got brake issues. His brakes are soft. But he was able to pump it up and get some brakes. So, he just had to manage it. But then he comes up onto the track after pitting too early.
Oh, yeah. That what was that rule again?
Yeah, blending. He was blending in. There was supposed to be a certain point or area on the track coming out of two. He went back on the track from the apron way too early, and NASCAR said no. You got to come in for a pass-through penalty, which put him a second lap down at the moment.
Some of them rules are crazy. I would have never even thought of blending. There's a blending, like make a blending rule in NASCAR.
Yeah, it's not something that comes up very often, but I'm sure it's going to come up again soon.
But judging by how Almirola came out, Harvick practically came out the same way. So then why didn't they penalize Harvick?
He was a little bit later. He wasn't anywhere as close to the middle of the turn as Almirola was. Harvick just missed it by maybe a couple hundred feet. The dotted line area of the apron there.
I guess different rules for different drivers. Isn't that how it's always been?
NASCAR picks and chooses. That's the nature of that rule, because they don't really have a rule. They're just saying in this area, coming out of two, they'll leave it to the drivers to a point, because they don't want to have to make more rules. But that was in the middle of turn two instead of coming out of turn two.
Right. And I'm assuming they mean to blend in with the cars as they're coming out of the pit. Is that why it's called blending?
Right, because they're not up to speed yet, and the cars on the track, they obviously are, so it's kind of dangerous. It could cause a wreck coming up too early right in the middle of the turn, because there's a big difference of banking, because it goes flat to banked, and, things can happen. That's why they have coming out of the turn.
But considering all that, Almirola still ended up with the top 10, continuing his streak.
Yeah, he keeps his streak up to 7. But
it really was a crazy race. Well, obviously we know Austin Dillon won the race. 2 weeks in a row. Who would have thunk? He
right.
Sure wasn't in my top 10.
I know. How many of you picked Austin Dillon to win? I don't know anybody that was picking Austin Dillon to win.
No.
But whoever did might have made some serious money if they placed that bet.
Yeah, no kidding. I hope that was a Las Vegas bet for somebody.
But how the hell did he win anyways? He was just in the back half of the top 10. If he was in the top 10 most of the race.
I don't think I even saw him in any of the race until the very end, pretty much.
Right, but then all of a sudden, the 00 car, Quinn Hoff, crashes. And he's just, okay, I'm just going to take 2 tires for track position, because let's face it, tires didn't matter at all in this race. It seemed like guys would come out after pitting and getting 4 fresh tires, and they just literally were not making up any ground.
Well, I was watching an interview with Joey Logano after the race, and he was talking about how some cars, such as Austin Dillon, came out of the pits with only 2 tires, and he's like, I got him now. I got him on these old tires. They made a mistake, and he was like, he couldn't believe that they were just so fast.
Clean air is king.
They were gone. He's like, there's no way I was going to catch him.
Right. He got out front. He got out front in that clean air, and that's it. That's all that mattered. You get that clean air on your nose, and you could turn better than you were all race.
Yeah, bringing one home for Ace.
Right. And RCR crew, him and Tyler Reddick.
1 and 2. Holy moly.
See those guys racing. I'm sure our Richard Childress, he was nervous as can be watching them 2 race each other. Because like, please don't wreck, because they both really wanted and really needed that win.
Oh yeah.
They were both going for it.
Well, that's definitely going to shake up the playoffs.
It definitely did shake up the playoffs, but we'll get to that one. We'll see. Hey, look at Kyle Busch. He got another top 5. He was running pretty fast today. He was looking pretty good today.
Like I've said before, if it was another year, another driver, that would be awesome. But we come to expect more out of Kyle Busch, and he's just not delivering that this year. Maybe practice is really hurting him more than he's letting on,
Yeah, I think he just can't dial his car in because the speed is there. He was up there. He finished 4th. Another top 5. The speed is there. Just can't quite get in there.
Just can't find it.
Yep. Eric Jones, hey, you had him in your top 10, and he got you a top 10. Ryan Blaney, though, he was the fastest car. He won both stages. He was pulling away from everybody. Nobody can even get close to Ryan Blaney. But
if I was a betting woman, I would have told you he was winning the race. There was no way nobody was going to beat him.
Right, but the fact that he didn't pit when Nemechek crashed, he didn't pit there, and he had to pit earlier. And then when the wreck happened, he had already pit. He was a lap down, so he had to stay out and get the wave around. But by then, he was deep in the field.
Almirola was with that group.
Almirola was in that same group. Matt DiBenedetto was in that same group.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He was mad after
Chase Elliott was in that same group. I mean, they were on the wrong end of the fuel strategies. That's why those guys are mostly in the top 20. They didn't even get back up into the top 10. Like Chase sitting there at 12th, even though he was really good. DiBenedetto 17th, even though he was looking really fast and really racy.
Well, and look at as much as I want to say, hey, it's only the top 20. Bubba Wallace was up in the top 10 for a lot of the race.
Yeah, he was up there. He was up there for a bit at the end. Because he also took 2 tires, but he didn't get the clean air. So, but still 14th. That's a solid day for him.
And God knows you could not miss that green car on the track.
Yeah, that green screen green.
Whew.
That was really something. And Hamlin, he was in that group, but he had a little incident at
Twice.
the end there. Yep, I don't know what happened with him. He got into a little bit of wrecks, and then he's spinning, and
who knows? But that took him. Let's get on to the playoffs then, because that would tell you how it shook up the playoffs with him dropping and Austin Dillon winning the race.
Yeah, Austin Dillon won a race, so now he is on that list. We now have 10 different winners, which means less and less bubblers.
Oh yeah.
That's the change. And then Blaney with his 2 stage wins gets a couple playoff points, jumps up ahead of Truex.
Another bad race for Truex. It's another guy that you expect so much more out of. It just can't find it this year. It's got to be the crazy season the racing season we're having, because there's just no other thing that I can think of that all these drivers are doing so terribly. It's just like everything must be thrown off because of what's going on.
Yep, this is a season unlike any other. So let's move on to the bubblers. These guys, they haven't had any wins yet, so they're trying to make it in by points. we're now down to where only 6 guys can get in by points, and I still believe that number could go down because Kyle and Kurt, they could win at any time. Almirola, he's been right there close to victory lane. De Benedetto can get a win somewhere. I mean, even William Byron or Tyler Brad, Eric Jones, he won last year a few races. I mean,
how many races we got left now?
We got 8 more races.
So 8 more races.
And there's 6 more spots.
It's definitely going to be interesting.
Right, but for now, Almirola, Busch, and Busch, they're both pretty comfortable numbers-wise.
There's a lot of Busch in the bubblers.
Yep. So now William Byron, because of Austin Dillon's win, now he's knocked back 1 spot, and now it's down to 2 points between him and his teammate Jimmy Johnson.
That is insane.
Man, those are going to be some interesting meetings in Hendrick Motorsports.
Oh, yeah.
Clint Boyer, he's just staying, his number's getting lower. Not too long ago, he was in the 50s, and now he's knocked down 1. Now he's only 36 points.
He's just going to fade away. He always does. I hope he fades away out of the car.
And you got some good drivers.
And do another ride.
Soon enough.
Go away. Put somebody better.
Yeah, but wait, you got Tyler Reddick and Eric Jones. Those are 2 good guys. They're hungry. They want to get in there. And Mr. 7-time Jimmy Johnson is the one holding on to that last spot.
I bet you he does, too.
Man, oh, man. I guess that just about wraps it up for the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 at Texas, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it does.
All right.
Where are we going next? Do you know?
Well, next week we got Kansas on Thursday night. That's right. Kansas is on Thursday night at 7:30.
Well, we'll see if I'm home or not. Probably, I don't know. So it depends on what work lets me do.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. One way or another, we'll be watching the race and we'll be doing power rankings and everything, just as normal. But right now, let's talk about something else. We're going to do our first giveaway. When we get to 50 subscribers, I'm going to give this Jeff Gordon steering wheel cover away to a random subscriber. Not bad, huh? And if we can get to 100 subscribers by the end of the season, I have this very cool Jeff Gordon 1995 Championship tin with commemorative cards and medal cards inside, certificate of authenticity, all that good stuff. That's a really cool item. That's if we can get to 100 subscribers. Mm-hmm. So help us out. Tell your friends. Spread the word.
Yep. Share. We also have it on Twitter. So please look for this post, share it, and tag a friend.
Yeah, look for us on Twitter. Absolutely. We're always up to talk some racing. I'm
at Tunnel Turn Chris, CHRIS. No K's around here, just little C.
And I'm Tunnel Turn Phil with 2 L's. Right?
That's right, baby.
All right, so come find us on Twitter. And for now, go ahead and like and subscribe if you liked us.
Right there. Yep. Hit the like button. It's right there.
And also make sure you hit that bell so that way every time we drop a video, you'll know it. All right, well, I think that's about covers it.
I think so.
All right, so have a good day.
See you in Power Rankings.
Bye.